I'm deer hunting in Campbell Swamp, Mississippi, and you can see I had a good day. I particularly like the fact that the deer died cleanly and humanely with one shot. Incidentally, I took off my Hunter Orange. It screws up the color balance a lot of times. Anyway, today I'm going to be field testing the UP Bravo from Bark River and the UP Gunny. I just got the Gunny last night in the mail, and so this will be the first time for me using it anywhere. This knife was used extensively this summer, and I liked it very much. But any hunting knife has to be used for hunting. So we're going to see how this plays out today. My original plan was just to review the Bravo, but I got the new Gunny and I just had to try it out. So while I gutted the deer with the Bravo and split the rib, most of the other work was done with the Gunny. Really, the only difference between the two is size and blade thickness, and both of them worked really, really well. Here are the Gunny specs. Overall length is 8.785 inches. Blade, 4.25 inches. The steel is A2 with a blade hardness of 60 HRC. Blade thickness, and this is one of my favorites, is 0.125. Combined with the convex grind, that makes this knife a real slicer. My palm measures 4 inches across, and I wear size large gloves. This is how the knife fits in my hand. Works great for your standard hammer grip with a thumb. You can get a good pinch grip. I used this a lot when I was skinning the other day. You can see how I lock in the blade with those two fingers right into my palm. This becomes a very secure grip. A thinner knife will typically slice better than one that's thicker. Now this all depends on the grind, of course. Since both of these knives have convex grinds, it shouldn't make that much difference. When you compare the Gunny with the Bravo, you'll see the difference is just in size. Now there is a difference though when it comes to using, because this knife is 0.125 thick, whereas the Bravo is 0.156. This makes a difference when you're looking for a knife that's going to be a slicer. The Gunny comes with a sturdy leather sheath, which I like very much. This one has already been wet formed because I like them that way. And I also added a D-ring on the back. This allows me to clip it to my belt or to a carabiner or something like that, and it becomes a dangler. This works great if you have the knife on your belt and you have to get into a vehicle and fasten the seatbelt. One reason this Gunny is different from the rest of them is this blade shape. It's the Canadian leaf design, and the spine raises up just a little from the handle. The reason for this is when you're doing the initial spine down, edge up cut on a big game animal, is that this will keep the tip from piercing the entrails. Another reason this blade is effective is if you're going to drill something, think fire bow or whatever, you can do this. Your point is centered, so it allows you to most effectively and most safely apply pressure on the blade. I'm going to field dress a big game animal. I like to prop it up so it's on its back, and sometimes the only way to do that is by putting a log or something underneath. This is not ideal, but it beats trying to do it on the side. One of the things I like about this knife is this spine. It has a hump in it, or whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to do this initial cut up the abdomen with it. I don't want it to pierce the entrails. So this is going to kind of push down whatever's underneath it, and this point will stay straight. Following through. I'm not going to gut it, I'm just going to show you how this works as far as taking the hide out. So right there. Now another way to do this, I always put my fingers here like this sometimes. I put my fingers there sometimes just to serve as a guide, but you see how well this knife is working for that purpose. And I'm going to take it clear up here to the neck where I'm going to take it out. This knife is still working really well. I haven't pierced anything yet. Okay. Now I'm going to see if I can split this rib cage. So I'm going to find right in here is the intersection of the joints. There it goes. This steel is hardened to 60 RHC and it holds an edge really well. This knife has not been touched except to be washed off and cleaned up after it worked on a deer. So does it hold an edge? It's good for another deer. The Gunny has come in many configurations, and it is one of Bark River's most popular carrying knives. There's a good reason for it. It just works. This is my 5th Gunny, and from the looks of things right now, it may end up being my favorite. This is Survival Common Sense. Thank you for watching. Be safe.